So today we are talking about how to create for you a successful side hustle during uncertain times. So creating a successful side hustle, God, I'm going to get that right in a minute. During uncertain times, I'm going to give you my tips and my strategies for what you should be thinking you need to know and things that you need to be aware of before you jump in. So when I first started this business, when I first started my coaching business, probably, I don't know, getting close to 15 years ago now. I'd have to do the maths, probably getting close to 15 years maybe. I already had a corporate career, very, very full-on corporate career that I absolutely loved, in an industry that I loved, it was just somewhere I loved. I loved what I got to do. So when I started my coaching, I never came in going, I'm going to work for myself and I'm going to have this amazing business and I'm going to do everything that I needed to do. I came in with the idea being, I am going to come and I'm going to help people. All I wanted to do is to be able to help other people to sort out their own lives, for people to be able to reach their goals, for people to be able to really make the most of what they've got going on and make the most of their life. Just check. I've had some horrible feeling that my microphone wasn't working, but it is. So I came in with that view. I never came in thinking of what I was going to create today. I was very small thinking, and I literally thought it was just going to be a little bit of something on the side that I was going to get to do. So it was a great place to start. The downfall for me was, and I know downfall for many people was, the woman who I did my training with was so gung-ho that if you didn't get out of your day job, and if you didn't make a go of this, and if you didn't back yourself into a corner, and if you didn't, push yourself through all your fears and all your other stuff, you were a failure. And it was so, her whole school was on that premise, so masculine driven, so forceful about everything. And what it did was it set so many people up to fail. And it's one of the things I want to talk to you about is, I hate the idea of people backing themselves into a corner that they have to fight their way out of. Now, that's very different from backing yourself. I back myself every day. I want people to back themselves every day. I want our students, our graduates, our trainees, everybody to back themselves. But what I don't want to see you do is backing yourself into a corner where you are losing choices and options, and panic and overwhelm is coming up because you have to make money and you have to succeed and you have to make this work. All right. So let's just take a step back and go, if you're creating an online business, if you're creating any sort of side hustle, it does not mean that you need to be seriously thinking about jumping out of what you're doing instantly into that. You do not. We have some wonderful, wonderful graduates. We have this fabulous graduate, Annie. She has an amazing career she's in the police. I'm pretty sure she's in the police, but she's in one of those. She has no intentions of giving up that career. She loves what she gets to do over there. But she also is carving out a very favorable niche for herself, working with it in her EFT business and seeing clients and making an amazing difference in what she's doing. Yes, the training has actually changed who she is and how she shows up and how she does her day job, but it also gives her this amazing side hustle. I'm pretty sure she's working with animals. She's working with EFT and channeling some stuff and really helping people with their animals and supporting them. Like, it's just fabulous what she gets to do. We have another lady, Lane. She is amazing, killing it on Instagram. So EFT.Lane, if you're on Instagram, she is just fabulous. She has a number of careers. She gets to work as a business operations manager for this high-end gal that's sitting on Facebook who's rocking the world, and she gets to help run her office for her. Learn so much about marketing and so much about stuff like that, but she loves it. And she works with her EFT clients. But it takes the pressure off her of having to build her EFT business immediately. She gets to jump in lots of different businesses. I'm pretty sure she's got 3 different jobs, but she loves all of them. Hers, one of them is a side hustle and one of them is not. One is a primary. Doesn't matter. She has lots of options. I have another graduate, Caroline, lives way down south. She is also the same. She has a great corporate career. It pays her lots of money. She has no intentions of giving up her day job. It's a side hustle for her as well. So just know that wherever you go and do training in does not mean that you have to then step out of what you're doing and into that career. Know that it's okay to do it progressively, strategically, and incrementally. It's perfectly fine. So what are the tips you need to do if that's what you're going to do? If you're going to decide, okay, I would like this side hustle, I'm going to build up my side hustle before I make decisions on what I'm currently doing. Let's talk about some of the things that you need to do. So for me, stuff that I really needed, that I knew I needed to do. I needed to make sure when I was seeing clients, because I saw clients for a number of years while I had my corporate job, I carved time out of my calendar. So every Tuesday night, I put 2 appointments in my calendar at Tuesday, and they were at 6 o'clock and 7:30. Tuesday night and Wednesday night, I had those 2, and I had 3 of them on a Saturday. Those times were not negotiable. So when someone rang and said, oh, can I see you at 6:30? My answer was no, my appointment times are 6 and 7:30. Because if I'd taken that 6:30, I then can't see my other client at 8 o'clock, and nor could I see someone at 5 o'clock. That wasn't going to work. So get clear on your calendar and put in the appointments into your calendar. So you know Tuesday night, 6 o'clock and 7:30, they're your times. That's when your clients can book in, all right? So remember, it's going to be your business. You've got to make it work for you. Don't let people jumble you around. Next is find something that you absolutely love. Find something that lights you up. Find something that interests you, something that gets you excited. Because remember, if you've got a day job going on and you're going to come across and do this part-time job, you're going to need energy to do that. So it's got to be something that really gets you excited. I used to love working with clients. I still love working with clients. I still love that one-on-one interaction with them. So I knew that it needed to be something I liked doing because I was coming out of my corporate job. And in those days, there was definitely pre-COVID, you had to front to the office every single day. So there's travel involved. So find something that you love and something that you're going to really get excited about. The next thing is to think of before you jump into that is training. Do people need it? Do people need it? Is what you're going to want to do something that people need? Give you a perfect example. We have people who come through our school, because I'm an EFT practitioner trainer, people who come into our training and they want to go and work with children. Beautiful. I love that they want to work with children. But I'm just going to share with you really openly, kids don't have credit cards. They can't pay you. They can't pay you. So while it's wonderful to think, I'll go and I'll do this and I'll go and work with children, fantastic. But you've got to make sure that there's people, A, who want it and people who are going to pay for it. So when we talk to our people who want to work with children, all we do is we help them reword it. You're not doing sales to the kids. You're working with the kids, but you've got to sell the benefits to mum and dad, the people with the credit card, people who are going to pay the bill. What's the benefit of them, of you working with their kids, right? That's all it is. You just need to slightly change your thinking. So make sure what you're wanting to create, people actually want. Go and do some research. Next, how much of your time does it take to do what you want to do? Do you want to make candles and sell them at the markets? Get your supplies, make the candles, go to the markets and sell them. Do you have time to fit them all in? Think about what time it takes to do all of it end to end. From the time that you decide you're going to make something, create something, to somebody popping money in your hand or in your bank account, whatever it is. Make sure you know that you've got the time to be able to do that. Next is, what is the financial outlay to set it up? People who come into our practitioner training, we are Australia's premium school. We have a practitioner training and we have an advanced practitioner training. People can choose which one they can go into, but you've got to know, what is your outlay? How much is it going to cost you to set up? Do you need equipment? Do you need a place to set up? Do you need to, what is the training going to cost you? And when you look at the training, personally, I'm going to go for the best training I can have. I outlaid, I said 15 years ago, $15,000 in my training. It was my life coaching and my master's and my NLP. It wasn't my master's in EFT, it was my NLP. So I did life coaching NLP. At the time, it cost me $14,000. Best course I could have ever found, probably most expensive course, but it set me up to be able to do so much for so many years on that course. It was so worth every cent of it. All right. And I tell that to our people who come into our advanced practitioner. You're going to learn so much about business, about coaching, about EFT, about human behavior, about yourself, that the value of the course is so much greater than what you pay, because there's so much comes into it and so much transformation. Having said that, people who come through our practitioner are equally as well trained to go and work on their own stuff. Just doesn't include some of the bells and whistles that the advanced does. So just look at, what's my best choice for me? financially, what can I afford right now that won't break the bank and won't, put me under financial stress? Go and look at those when you're thinking of what training, because you need to get trained in whatever it is you're going to do. If you're going to go create things, make things, build things, whatever, you may already have your skills and expertise there. But there may be some other little part of it that you need to know. Do you need to know how to market stuff? Is it coaching? You need to get trained how to be a coach. Go and look at what you actually need and what you actually is going to give you the ability to build your confidence and your competence in doing what you want to do. Because too many people go and get trained and they learn this new course, they learn this new skill, they learn this new thing that they're amazing at, but they haven't mastered the skills of it. They haven't mastered that competency. And so therefore their confidence doesn't come through when they're talking to other people. So you want to be able to find a place to do the training and then practice it, implement it, live it and breathe it, so that you become really, really, really great at it. Because there's nothing sadder than seeing people who go through training and go all the way through and then just can't seem to get any momentum in getting some money back in the door. All right, so keep all of those little things in mind. And I don't want to deter anybody. I love people who create side hustles. I created an online course for people who love side hustles, and it is teaching you how to create and sell an online course. We'll drop a link to this actually under the video here for you. And it is based for people who go, right, I've got this skill set and I know this much and I know all of this stuff that I know. How can I go and create an online course of it? How can I go and teach other people? I teach you how to do that. Fabulous side hustles, those sorts of things are. A bit of social media, get some interest happening there, and people will come in and start to buy your courses. So there is my take on creating a side hustle. I recommend, particularly at the moment where things are tight in the economy, things are tight for people, people are looking at what needs to come out of their life versus perhaps maybe looking at what needs to come in, i.e., do you need to create a little side business for yourself? But know your parameters, know some of the information, know some of the research, having done some of the research, don't just jump. Go and do some of the research for yourself and to see, can you carve out a beautiful little niche for yourself that brings money in while you're sleeping or while you're doing something you love or while it's something creative. Go and research some of that stuff, because side hustles are the way to go. They're beautiful. They can pay for your training. Think about that. Think about how many whatevers you need to pay for your training, because once you pay for your training, is everything else then bread and butter and profit for you? So it's been wonderful to be here with you once again, and I will see you again very, very soon. And it was wonderful to hang out with you.